Is America's best restaurant in Puerto Rico? We flew there to find out. That was the title of an article from the BBC on this restaurant, Bacoa. I'm not sure if they're talking about America as in the United States or the entirety of the Americas, but regardless, that is a pretty big claim, especially if it's just meant to drum up a few more clicks. But they're not alone. Acclaimed New York Times critic Pete Wells included it on his list of the 50 best restaurants in the country in 2022. Funny enough, the same year Sema made the list, which we loved. The menu isn't readily available online, so we're not too sure what we'll be ordering, but one thing we are sure of is that everything is going to be amazing. Bacoa was started in 2019 by three prominent local chefs, Raul Correa, Rene Marchal, and Xavier Pacheco. The name comes from the word barbacoa, which is the Taíno word for a framework of sticks used to cook meat over an open flame, which also happens to be the origin of the word barbecue. The concept is as close to farm to table as possible, given the limited resources of the island, and nearly everything is cooked the traditional way over an open flame called a fogón. More than 85% of the food consumed in Puerto Rico is imported, so the chefs wanted to create a self-sustaining concept that would hopefully permeate to other restaurants. They grow as much of the food as they can and partner with neighboring farms to get as many local ingredients as possible. That means the menu relies heavily on daily specials and seasonal foods, so it will likely be different when you visit. Plus, there were a bunch of items not listed on the menu, but hopefully this gives you a good idea of the prices and what they offer. The cocktail list was in Spanish and does not have any prices, but we ordered a cocktail and a mocktail and they came to $12 and $8 respectively.
Bacoa is located about an hour from Old San Juan on the outskirts of El Yunque in a former hacienda that's been transformed into a farm and restaurant. The ambiance is everything you could want at a place like this. The entire restaurant is elevated over the pond and trees, so it almost feels like you're in a treehouse. There are 2 floors of beautiful open-air dining space with stunning views. They have local music playing in the background and an open kitchen making the smell of the wood burning and food cooking on the fogón permeate everywhere. If you didn't work up an appetite on your long journey to get here, that smell will definitely make you want to order the whole menu. To drink, we decided on one of the cocktails, and one of the mocktails our waitress recommended. First is the mocktail. This one is called the Tengo un Coco Contigo and comes with coconut water, lemonade, and coconut shavings.
That's crazy. It's like a lemonade, but so different. It has like a coconutty aftertaste.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's almost like a coconut lemon sorbet.
Even though it was served over ice, it was actually kind of warm. Plus, something about the combination of lemon and coconut made it less refreshing than I expected, but I still enjoyed the flavor, especially after the ice melted and it cooled down a bit. It's certainly unique, and like Will said, tastes a bit like a lemon sorbet with coconut flakes on top.
For the cocktail, I went with the Cabro E Monte, which I believe translates to mountain goat. If there are any Puerto Ricans watching who might know why it's called that, let us know in the comments. But it comes with mezcal, spiced rum, tamarind soda, grapefruit juice, chili syrup, and jalapenos.
Ooh, that's spicy. The spice with the grapefruit though is a perfect combination.
It's almost like more spice flavor than it is like a paloma, because I thought it was going to be kind of like a spicy paloma, but it's really more of like a Tajin-forward mezcal drink. This is definitely more of a chili flavored drink than a grapefruit-forward one. I think it was the right amount of spiciness, but the flavor wasn't my favorite. I think a bit more grapefruit and smokier mezcal would have made this great, but as it is, I probably wouldn't choose it next time. Both of our drinks were good, but not amazing, which might literally be the only criticism we had with our entire meal. Plus, when you see some of the food we have coming, it's easy to see why the drinks didn't leave much of an impression.
To start, we ordered the Empanada del Dia, which happened to be a crab empanada, even though the menu said octopus. It comes with a little arugula salad and a roasted pepper aioli.
I have never seen a more stuffed empanada than this. Like, there's not even a little pocket of air. That is crazy. So much crab in there. And it's hot and a little crispy on the outside. Really good.
The empanada was perfectly golden and crispy. That pepper aioli added a bit of heat that really complemented the crab. There are peppers and onions and spices inside as well that added to the complexity. I have never seen an empanada stuffed end to end with meat like this. It's probably for the best that they only offered one meat option at a time because we probably would have tried them all if we could.
We were a bit surprised that one of the must-order items here was the focaccia bread. And don't get me wrong, the bread is great, but the star of the show is actually the homemade dips that they make with vegetables grown on the farm. We went with the dip de calabaza, which is local Taino pumpkin with agave and pepper.
I'm gonna get a lot of pumpkin, and then I'm gonna put some of these pickled onions on top. And I guess I'll add a pepper, why not? Might as well start off fully loaded.
Wow.
That's some bite. Oh. That is unbelievable. It's messy, but it's so good. What stands out to me is the pumpkin. It's like so fresh, has like a little cinnamon there.
You could eat that with a spoon. It is that good. If you like pumpkin, you have to get this.
The first thing we said to each other on the car ride home was, thank goodness we decided to order this. The flavors of these Taino pumpkins are outstanding. The dip was sweet and nutty with a richer pumpkin taste than any other pumpkin food I think I've ever had. A few things we tried in Puerto Rico used pumpkin and cinnamon, which are two flavors we typically associate with the fall, but it's a shame we don't use them more often. Even if you think you don't like the flavor of squash, you need to try this. It paired amazingly well with both the homemade focaccia and the taro chips. This is certainly a dish we will want to try, probably unsuccessfully to replicate at home.
We ordered two mains that both came with sides. I went with the roasted sweet plantain and mashed taro. But our waitress recommended we have the plantain come with our apps. Since it was included and not on the menu, I have no idea how much this would cost on its own, but it's a sweet plantain roasted on the fogone and served with farm fresh arugula, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese.
That is crazy. Obviously the plantain's delicious. It's not too mushy, which I really like, and it's also not super sweet. I think what stands out the most to me is the plantain and cheese combination. It's just the flavors go so well together. This is unbelievable, so different. And I love the arugula on top. Again, so different, but it adds like a little bit of bitterness. The flavors here are unmatched. I've never had anything like this. This is so good.
Oh my God, it's very tropical, almost like it's got other fruits in there. Just a little bit of smokiness. I would come here just for this. Hands down, the best plantain we have ever had, and we've certainly had a lot of them. I only wish we could try to make this one at home. The olive oil and Parmesan were so unexpected, but worked brilliantly with a plantain. Truly the standout flavors come from that fogone. The smokiness and depth of flavor in this is unmatched. The presentation is so unique and made this dish feel that much fresher. The plantain was a vibrant yellow, super soft and creamy, absolutely delicious. I don't think we could have eaten any more of that plantain.
This was some start to this meal. Everything was 10 out of 10. Each of our mains came with a side. One side we chose was the sweet plantain, which we got as an appetizer, and the other is this mashed taro root. I've never had it in this form before, so I'm very excited to give it a try. Wow. Oh my God.
People are gonna think that we're doing the same reaction for every food.
I swear everything is incredible. I was not expecting that to taste that good, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't look all that appetizing to me, but it tastes amazing. Sorry I keep doing this. The flies are not the best, but the flavor in this is incredible. It's so hard to explain, but it's like a more flavorful mashed potato. And I love the oil and the sesame seeds on that. It's like so savory, nice and salty, and has just like a root vegetable flavor. This is absolutely delicious.
Wow. That's so different than I was expecting. It's got like a nuttiness, almost like a little bit of an earthiness. Really, really good.
It's easy to compare this to mashed potatoes just based on how it looks, but the flavors are so different. It's way more complex than potato with a nuttiness and hint of vanilla, a little like ube, but more subtle. I have to say, these were two of the best sides we've had anywhere, and I think it's pretty remarkable that some of our favorite dishes here were actually the vegetarian ones.
They had 3 specials for mains: the skirt steak, short rib, and the fish of the day, which was a red snapper. We went with the skirt steak and snapper, although the short rib looked equally amazing, and we nearly ordered all 3 despite the fact that they're all 1 pound each. And this steak looks like it might have been even larger and comes with a chimichurri sauce made with ingredients from the farm.
If you know us, you know we had to get a steak. And this looks incredible. Oh, the flies.
That is quite the portion size too.
Yeah, the portions here are crazy and the prices are really good. Incredible. The steak is cooked perfectly. The chimichurri adds such a nice flavor. It like complements well so that it leaves the steak to still be the main event and you like taste the steak flavor, but it's there to just like enhance it.
That flavor that you get from the barbecue here, it's truly unlike anything I've ever experienced before. It's almost like when you have those artificial barbecue sauce flavors where they try to make things taste like they were on the barbecue, but they weren't really on the barbecue. But it's like so strong in this, and you're only getting that from that wood-fired barbecue. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable the amount of flavors that you get. Definitely a little bit more on the fatty side as far as steaks go. A little bit of char on the top. But that flavor is remarkable. Between this and the plantain, like one of my perfect meals, honestly. So good. That barbecue flavor, I cannot get over it. It is fantastic. It's so smoky and woody. Wow, really, really good. I think I might have mentioned it already, but that flavor from the barbecue is seriously outstanding. And the chimichurri freshened everything up with the parsley, garlic, cilantro, and lemon. It was cooked perfectly medium rare, which is no easy task on that kind of grill. Skirt steak has a fatty membrane that's typically removed because it can be pretty chewy. They did not take that off here, which is fine, it's obviously edible, but made it a little tougher and chewier than it would have been otherwise. And you can cut around it yourself if you don't like it, but I just wanted to point that out.
We were told the red snapper was another must order. It comes with some fresh greens, pickled vegetables, and salsa verde on top.
Oh my God, I've never seen that much juice come out of a lemon before. Look at that thing.
That is so incredible. It's like salty, buttery. The fish is so nice and light and flaky. And I love the little bit of crunch you get from the skin. I'm just at a loss for words. This place is so good. If you come to Puerto Rico, you have to come here.
Such great flavor. A really nice like freshness, but again, you're getting that charred earthiness from the grill. That flavor is so good. They can pretty much cook anything on that grill and I think it would taste fantastic. But this is really good.
Also, the smell in here is incredible.
The smell in here, the whole time. We're gonna smell like barbecue for days. Our suitcases when we get home are going to smell. There's a big cloud of it behind you. Our suitcases when we get home are going to smell like this restaurant. And honestly, it's gonna make me wish that we were eating here.
I know, I'm not complaining. It smells heavenly.
This was absolutely as good as the steak. It was less smoky and the barbecue flavor was more subtle, but still added to the complexity. The skin was salty and crispy, and the salsa verde was very similar to that chimichurri with parsley, cilantro, and garlic flavors. Also, if you're a little intimidated getting a whole fish like this, red snapper is a relatively easy one for first timers because the meat pulls right off and the bones are large enough that you don't need to worry about getting any bites with bones.
For dessert, we went with their signature bread pudding. It's a house-made Majorca bread with salted caramel and local vanilla ice cream.
What I love is that it's not that sweet. The bread is gonna soak up all that ice cream. There's a caramel drizzle on it, which is such a great compliment, and everything is just so moist.
This ice cream is melting quickly. It is a very hot day. Honestly, it's a cool temperature up here with the breeze that runs through here, but you can tell the sun here is strong. That's why I look a little like Rudolph. Apparently the UV yesterday was 11. I didn't even know it went to 11. Clearly I'm not like a lay out in the sun kind of person, but it is hot and this ice cream is not gonna last much longer. Wow, I was a little worried that this was gonna be like a stereotypical bread pudding because everything else we've had today has been so unique, but the bread pudding is so soft and cinnamony, really good. Despite having 2 huge mains, 2 sides, and 2 apps, we easily finished this. Overall, it was a very soft and light take on a bread pudding, but I would have loved to see them lean into that cinnamon flavor a little more, plus add some texture by including a few churros from their ice cream sundae. That might be a record amount of food consumed in one video on this channel.
We ate a lot of food, but everything was so good.
That was truly one of the best meals we have ever had. And I'm not just saying that because of how hard it was to actually get here. No matter where you're coming from in Puerto Rico, it's probably gonna take you at least 45 minutes of back roads to get here, but it is 100% worth it. That plantain was just ridiculous. Honestly, the flavors from that grill are unlike any I've ever had before. It was just so, so good. But let us know what you guys have thought of it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.